I now understand why big-time authors have a media rep. So when it came time to query Project Emily, as much as I should be prepared for it, I was not ready. However, being a neurodivergent writer, if I get bored of that, I may switch to other writing projects right after. My head hurt and I needed to take a break, and I admit I needed a nap, and I napped for 3 hours. Hello lovelies! It's been a while since I did a writing vlog, so I wanted to stop in and give you all an update on how my writing has been going. As you can tell from previous videos that I've been uploading, I haven't had time to create new content, or should I say newer educational content for you guys, but I still want to keep you up to date with writing, and therefore it's a lot more of the older videos that I'm reposting if you're new to this channel. And that's because I would rather focus on writing rather than creating content. Before I get to the writing piece, if you're new to this channel, hello and welcome. My name is Lisa Shimkis and I write mostly romance, although I would like to delve more into being more of a cross-genre type of writer. I use this channel to teach you how to better yourself at the craft of writing and hopefully inspire you to make your writing dreams come true. Granted, writing, creating content, working a 9-to-5, being a mom of 2 little ones is a lot of work. And I've had to take several breaks just to relieve myself of the stress. I now understand why big-time authors have a media rep, and that's because they can't do it all. So in this video, I want to give you guys an update on my writing, the query process, as well as what my upcoming goals are. Let's get to it. As of this video, I have finished writing Project Emily. Yay! If you've been following me on this channel, you'll know that Project Emily has actually taken me 2 years to write, and the story idea is actually well over 10 years old. I originally wanted to film myself working on Project Emily, especially draft 4 and draft 5. However, I found it a lot easier to just focus on writing than to create the content, do the filming and the editing piece. So sorry about that. My overall goal was to finish draft 4 and then move on to draft 5 and have draft 5 be the final version before I start pitching Project Emily to literary agents. And just the process of writing draft 4 and then going on to draft 5 and completing that was a whole 2-week process. And I mean writing nonstop. If you've been following me, you'll know that my writing process is me writing early in the morning, during my work breaks, and as soon as I get home. And doing this for 2 whole weeks was, let's say, not the best for my children. I felt really bad for my babies because as much as they wanted me to play with them, I was staring at my manuscript. I'm so sorry, my babies. However, that means that draft 5 is finally done and I have moved on to the query process. Now, what is the query process? It is where you pitch your story idea and you send a sample of your writing to a literary agent. In regular terms, you are creating a cover letter and a resume and sending it off to a potential corporation that you would like to work for. In this case, you want them to work with you to publish your book. As somebody who has moved around a lot in the teaching field before settling with library work, I have written tons of cover letters and resumes. So when it came time to query Project Emily, as much as I should be prepared for it, I was not ready. I mean, it's just so much work. I actually haven't had to write a cover letter in 5 years because I love what I do in library and I wouldn't mind retiring from it. As of this video, I have queried 3 agents so far. And I only did 3 because right after my head hurt and I needed to take a break. And I admit I needed a nap, and I napped for 3 hours. No author talks about the amount of work and the amount of research that goes into just pitching your book to a literary agent. Thankfully, I was able to find samples out on the internet to help me with this process. If you guys would like that, I will link that information down below as well if you are in the process of querying your own book or you're close. I have to say, finding a literary agent is rather difficult because there are so many of them out in the publishing industry that you really have to question yourself, like, who do you want to contact? And how are you finding their information? For me, I have found them through YouTube because they have participated in interviews, and I'm also looking at agents who represent some of my favorite authors. This second group, however, is also rather difficult and frustrating because so many agents are just bombarded with works from their current clients already that they can't take on new writers such as myself. Therefore, it's back to the drawing board, and I'll let you guys know in a couple weeks time, or several weeks I should say, how this all goes for me. So what's next as I query and wait to hear back from literary agents? My plan is to work on the next book because Project Emily is part of a trilogy. So I would like to focus on what is actually going to be book 1 because Project Emily is actually book 2. However, being a neurodivergent writer, if I get bored of that, I may switch to other writing projects instead because I have had to push writing projects aside while I focus on Project Emily. So that's what I've been up to, and I am so sorry if I have not been able to be consistent with uploading material for you guys. I am not a content creator, I am a writer. Thank you so much for stopping by and listening to me rant. And again, I apologize for not being consistent with uploading material. However, I have been able to take time to do what I enjoy doing the most, which is writing instead. And that's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care and have fun reading and writing. Bye.